Hello. Um, well, today's the last day of March, which means we're into spring and summer is coming. So the other day we bought some potato salad at the store, and it wasn't very good. It was pre-mixed in the package, and it was dry in the middle, a little granular, and it just wasn't a creamy, nice potato. So I decided to show you how to make potato salad, homemade potato salad. So you can use a various number of potatoes. There's so many out there. My favorite potato is a russet, and I like russets from Maine, but you can use white potatoes. There's yellow, there's Yukon Gold. But anyway, so these today are white potatoes. I don't normally use them. I always buy russets, but they didn't have any at the store yesterday when I went shopping. So here we go. This recipe calls for 2 pounds of potatoes. So what I have here is 2.5 pounds. I just weighed them. Normally I just guess or wing it. But there's 2.5 pounds of potatoes here. And we're going to peel them. Got a little black spots, you got to get them all out. It's probably been in a bin since last fall. We were growing up as kids, we used to peel these potatoes, and there were always eyes in potatoes. Lately, I don't find any eyes in any of these potatoes. The eyes are where sprouts start to sprout out and grow. So if you want to grow potatoes at home, you can buy seed potatoes, which have a lot of sprouts in them or eyes in them, and each eye turns into a plant. There's an eye right there. You cut this off, plant it in the garden, you get a plant out of that. See that black spot? The end of your peeler has a little scoop for scooping out eyes. And if you wanted to, you could just scoop that little black spot out and not peel the whole thing down. Save a little potato. So those are peeled, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse them in water to get any dirt off them that I put on it. Alright, throw the scraps away and got my potatoes. I'm going to cut these into maybe 3/4 to 1 inch pieces. So I suppose I could slice them this way and make sure I got my width there. That's about 3/4. This one's about 1 inch. Cut this one in half. So there you go, that's a nice potato chunk. This one here is actually larger. I like to have potatoes when I eat potato salad. A lot of the potato salad you can buy in the store, it's like small bits and it's mush. I'll make some of these a little bit smaller, so different sizes. You know it's homemade when nothing matches, it's not cut by machine. probably the biggest piece. Now we're going to cup them with water and bring them to a boil. Always salt them. Alright, there you go. They're salted and they're covered with water. We're going to bring them to a boil for about 15 minutes, but we're really going to take one and we're going to, stab it, and it's got to be soft. You don't want it overcooked so it's falling apart. You want to have a nice taste. And when you bring it to a boil, turn it down to a simmer. You don't want to boil those things hard, because what happens is the outside gets soft and the middle's still hard and they start to fall apart. So you want a fully cooked firm potato, so you simmer them. Lightly boil, you don't hard boil them. So I'm going to get them on the stove and then we'll see how they look. So while the potatoes are boiling, I got my mixing bowl, got some ingredients. So what you need is 1 cup of celery, chopped finely. Take your celery, always rinse it. That piece didn't have too much dirt on it, but as you can see, the rest of it's got a lot of dirt, so I always rinse it. Chop off the ends. I'm going to split this celery. I don't want big pieces in there. I like having the crunch in there, but I don't like having really big pieces. All right. You want thin pieces. You don't want it too thick. I need a few more pieces to fill that up. But in the meantime, I have the potatoes boiling. So we're going to go over here and take a look. They're boiling pretty rapidly, so we're going to stir them so they don't stick to the bottom. Don't forget, we salted the water. We had about 2 pounds of potatoes. I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. So it will continue to boil, but it won't be rapid and they'll cook more evenly. There we go. We got a good solid cup of celery. I like to a little extra, not a problem. The next thing, you need a couple of scallions. I would say 1 per scallion for every 2 potatoes. So I like scallions, so I'll put 3 scallions or scallions in this batch here. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut off the roots. And I usually peel the top one off. Let me rinse them. Rinsed. As I was saying, I peel the outer off, the outer little layer off. Sometimes they're dirty or just mud. Just peel that, get that off of there. There we go, nice fresh. And I always cut the greens because I think they add a nice color. So I cut off any wimpy stuff. There we go. And then you cut them up into the bulbs, you cut into smaller pieces. As you get further up the stems, you make them a little bit bigger because it's leafy and it just adds some nicer color in there. There you go. So that was 3 scallions. My bowl. So I also add a teaspoon of sugar. About a teaspoon of sugar. And put a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And I got a cup of mayonnaise, heavy mayonnaise. Buy good mayonnaise, because sometimes these store brands are thinner. They're great for salad dressings, but you don't want salad dressing. You want a nice thick mayonnaise in here that'll stick to your potatoes. So let's see if we can get a whole cup out of this. Yeah, that's not quite a cup. That's close enough. At the end, when I blend it all together, I'll know whether I need a little more mayonnaise or not. So we'll just wait till the end for that. That calls for 2 tablespoons of vinegar. There's the vinegar. So let's recoup here, or restate. We've got 2 pounds of potatoes, salted and boiling, a cup of mayo, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of black pepper, cup of celery, couple of 3 scallions, and I'm going to add, that would be the mix would be done. But I like to make my potato salad with egg and call it egg potato salad. So I will add 2 hard-boiled eggs at the end. And I may as well just chop those up now and get them ready. Cooked these earlier. I have another video. I will be putting up another video on boiling these eggs. See how they're perfectly cooked? Sometimes you get like green ring around them, and just makes for an unsightly situation. So I just cut them in half again like this. And you know, make them larger pieces. You don't want it too small. Them in here until we're ready. If you notice, the 2 eggs is almost a cup. You could put 3 eggs in if you wanted to. Okay, so let me take it back over and show you the simmering potatoes. Here they are. See how they're boiling lightly? Nothing sticking to the bottom. Actually, I could test one right now for you. I grab the potato out of the water. And let's just see how it is. Oh, see how it broke away a little bit? Let me see. No, those are perfect. I'm going to shut the potatoes off. I'm going to drain the hot water out of them and run cool water over them so it stops the cooking right now. I don't want them to cook anymore. These are done just right. there we go. So I'm going to dump the hot water right out of these. And I'll leave this cover on a little bit. I'm going to run cool water over them to stop them from cooking because they cook just right. We'll warm the mayonnaise up. You don't want that. So I have all my ingredients in here except for the egg. So I'm going to blend this all together. You can see me blending all this together. My dressing all ready to go. Potatoes are now cool. Alright, so here we go. We got the potatoes, they're drained. I want to show you what I mean. See this potato, how firm it is all around the edges? That's because it's not overcooked on the outside. It's cooked identical all the way through. And that's what you want. So those are fully drained. I'm going to dump these in. So we're just going to cover them all with the dressing. The potatoes were slightly warm. They weren't hot at all. So the potatoes will absorb some of the flavors while it's cooling. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it cool for an hour anyway. Last minute we put in our egg because we don't want it to break and turn into mush. So the egg goes in last minute. And we just fold the egg in with it so it all gets covered with the mayonnaise. And if you see that, a little less than a cup of mayonnaise was plenty. Plenty for this. And the potatoes weren't hot and didn't break down the mayonnaise. It's staying pretty stable. So there it is. I'm going to put this into a different bowl. And then when it comes out at the end, I am going to put paprika on it for a little red color. So let me get that into a different bowl now. Here's a nice serving bowl for it. I'll get all this out of here, get all the celery out of here and onions. I don't want to leave any in the bowl. So there you go. Now I'm going to put this in the fridge for about an hour and then put paprika on it when it comes out. I really like the look of that. And that's how I'll serve it, and then people will dig in with a spoon. Speaking of digging in, let me give this a shot. Because I really do like it. Oh yeah, much better than store-bought. There you go. Hope you enjoy.